I think what was central to the design concept is this idea of portals, the idea of frame. It marks the subtle shift from relaxing in the living to focused work in the study. This idea of portals was inspired by the idea of travel. Hello, I'm Felicia. I'm a partner at Quarters Architects.
Hi, and I'm Joel. I'm a legal counsel at a bank. This is a 20-year-old condo unit and somewhere in Hillview. It's 1313 square feet. When we first stepped into the place, the wall leading from the kitchen to the dining and living was angled at a 45 degree, which we thought was rather odd. We decided to reconfigure the space to make it more rectangular. When we first stepped into the space, it looked nothing like this. It was quite old and there was mould on the ceilings. I think it took quite a bit of imagination to see through that.
We kept the material palette quite reduced. One is the use of natural plywood, the use of micro cement flooring, some touches of rattan, and the use of fluted glass throughout the house because we like the kind of filter that it gives to movement within the space. You have a narrower entrance foyer when you first step into the house. The ceiling height at that area is also lowered, so there's a sense of compression. And then after you step past that, the living room height goes up to 3.8 meters. Yeah, so there's that sense of space.
What we wanted to do was to expand the living room because it came in a rather long shape rather than a wide shape. We did this by essentially knocking down two walls of the first bedroom to make an open study. This created a large continuous space where the study read as a seamless transition from the living room. And I think one other effect that this made was that it gives you a panoramic view of the windows, which is something I really enjoy. Quite early on in the design process, we decided that we didn't want to have a TV. We wanted to keep the space quite neat, but nonetheless, we still wanted to watch TV. So the solution we found was to use a projector screen.
What we'd like to do is to have a dining space that is separate from the kitchen, so it has its own kind of atmosphere. We have on one side of it a line of storage cabinets which flush with the column along the study, so this whole wall is now flush. It also provides us with a lot of needed storage space. So the kitchen door was shifted towards location that's nearer the main door. The main considerations were functional. There are additional pull-out trays that can serve as countertops when needed. We also have an L-shaped kind of configuration. So to make use of the dead corner, we have a corner storage solution. And we also have pull-down dish dryer rack that helps to keep the countertop clutter-free.
One of my favorite parts of the home is actually the study table. It's fully clad in marble, it's quite heavy, but also it's suspended between two columns and there are no legs at all. This is made possible because of internal concealed supports, which you can't really see even if you look under the table. It looks very substantial, but also quite lightweight at the same time.
So we wanted a study that was contiguous to the living space, but at the same time could be enclosed if needed if we're having meetings for privacy. What we have is a set of sliding doors along the corridor, as well as a set of bifold sliding doors facing the living room.
We needed to find a way to store all of our art supplies, of which there are plenty. The solution we found was basically to have this little independent roller unit that stores all her art supplies, and it can also be used as a separate countertop where she can move it around the house. We've also recessed that into the storage and it can be concealed using two pocket doors. First things you would notice about the main corridor is the absence of any door frames. The way we achieved that was to clad both the walls and the doors in the same textured laminate and to flush them completely. So we really went for that seamless look for the corridor. Another nifty feature about our main corridor is that we actually have a secret laundry compartment which is concealed. And the way this works is we open the door from the main corridor. Then when we're ready, every now and then to do our laundry, we go around the other side, through the kitchen, through the yard, open the other door from the other side of the laundry compartment and take our clothes out. For both the master toilet as well as the common toilet, in keeping with the quite minimal and reduced palette, we've actually selected only about 2 to 3 different types of tiles, and the same tiles that you will find also in the kitchen for continuity. The tiles we chose were matte and quite softly textured.
We wanted the master bedroom to feel like a hotel suite. How we did that was to blur the boundaries between the ensuite bathroom and the main master bedroom. In the master bathroom, we designed a recessed niche for all the products that we use. The original space had a bathtub, which we converted to a shower area, but it was a little bit too narrow. So what we had to do was to widen the space and also cover half of the window. We opened up the ensuite bathroom so that when you first step through, you would see a glowing mirror vanity, which kind of sets the mood. On the left, the door would lead to the shower, and on the right, towards the master bedroom. Within, you would see a dresser with a kind of flip-up countertop. So within it, there is a power point for the hairdryer and all the makeup products. It's very neatly tucked away when you flip it down. Living in this space for about 5 months, we still really enjoy it. We spend a lot more time at home nowadays.
Put a lot of thought and effort into this space. We really love it. Wouldn't change a thing about it. Probably we'll see ourselves living here for quite a while.
Thanks for staying till the end. If you'd like to connect with the designer of this home, visit the link in the description below and find out how you can receive a complimentary $500 Textile voucher.